Hey everyone, I'm Sarah Jamison and welcome to the Stitching Hour. I am the owner of Firefly Fiber Arts Studio in Wicker Park, Chicago. We are an all-natural and eco-conscious yarn shop. And this is podcast vlog number 1. So this is the first one, and I thought I'd introduce myself and talk a little bit about the goals and aspirations that I have for the Stitching Hour podcast and for you guys. So let's get started. To begin, I do have a little glass of rosé and a big glass of water. If you want to join, please join me in day drinking a little bit. I am just at home, hanging out, and I'm going to show you guys a couple of my whips, and by a couple I mean a lot of them, and talk about how the pandemic has been affecting me creatively and also as a businesswoman, and just kind of open up to you guys and share with you about my journey. First thing I want to do is I have a great story about this rosé. I got it at Biltmore in North Carolina. I went there last week to visit my best friend, Anna. Hi, Anna. And I had never heard of Biltmore before. It's a Vanderbilt house, and it's huge, it's massive, it's gorgeous. My favorite part was the gardens. I love gardens and I love being around plants and nature. We did a lot of hiking too. But anyway, this is their dry rosé. I prefer dry wines. So when I tried this, I was like, oh, this is a great light dry rosé. So that is a fun story about this that I am sipping on right now for today. So cheers. All right, so let's get started. The first thing I wanted to talk about is just what's been going on. So it is August of 2020, which means the pandemic has been in the United States, Chicago, that whole area, for about 6 months. When I added it all up today, I was like, oh wow, it's been half a year of this, and I haven't even really noticed. Not to say that I haven't noticed, but time doesn't seem to exist in the same way as it did before, which is really an interesting concept if we think about it. As a shop owner, it's been very, very stressful, constantly having to readjust and pivot a lot faster than what I'm used to has been really exhausting, to be quite honest. So for a while I've been wanting to do a podcast, vlog, YouTube series, but it just never really came to fruition because there were a couple of things I was working on and basically trying to stay mentally healthy. So one thing that I did that really helped is I did start going out into nature. That always helps me, and finally I just started doing it. So that was one thing that I was able to do. And even if I just went to the park, walked to the Humboldt Park, it's pretty close to me, hung out there by the lake, had a little picnic for myself, that really seemed to help. I also did get to go camping. And then when I went to North Carolina, we did get to hike up mountains. That was really exhausting and wonderful, and I loved it. So that's one thing that I've been working on just personally, is giving myself a lot of time to rest. So that's been hard because I am definitely someone who likes to work. I really like working. I like working on the shop. I like thinking of new ideas. I like trying to do new things. And I really felt creatively stumped, which mainly is just because of exhaustion and the trauma that is happening right now in the world. So I finally gave myself permission to rest. So this week we are not open at the shop. Me and Jackie are taking a much needed break. Jackie is our manager. I'm sure she'll be on here at some point to introduce herself to you guys. So It's been a wild ride for the past 6 months, but I'm excited. I'm finally kind of getting back in the saddle, and I'm, finding a way to be secure in this. I'm finding a way to be secure for our community, for you guys, because that's something that really did upset me too, was that I didn't feel like I could be there for the community. But I'm feeling that security a lot better. I'm feeling better about being there for you guys, that I can be there for you guys and I can provide. And so I'm really excited for things that are coming into the shop. We're making a lot of orders for the fall winter, and we're putting together some new virtual workshops and virtual classes. We have a new spinning instructor, Blaine Woodson. Hi, Blaine. So we'll be doing some spinning stuff, some virtual spinning stuff as well. So all of our spinners out there, let's get together and let's do some cool stuff. I also started our Maker Saturday up again. It's called the Stitching Hour, and this is also called the Stitching Hour, mainly because I really like the name. So we'll see which one sticks where, but it is what it is. So you can join us there every Saturday from 2 to 4. I had to take a break because I was just really overwhelmed with everything I was doing. I also plan a lot of the Chicago yarn crawl, so I was working on that as well as working on the shop, as well as making sure my mental health was okay. So it was just a lot, but I'm back at a place where I feel really confident and comfortable. So I have a lot of exciting stuff going on at the shop. But let's kind of talk about this. So this YouTube channel, podcast, there's a lot of things that I really want to do with it. One thing, for most of you who don't follow me, my personal account on Instagram, one thing I really like to do is I call them mini meditations. Well, I'll post a story that's like 10 or 20 seconds long, and I invite you to take 3 deep breaths and ground yourself and just really have those moments just for yourself. So I'm going to continue that on this channel by doing some craft meditations. And what that is just I will be crafting, knitting, crocheting in the background. I invite you to come along with me, and in my setting it'll be serene and something that hopefully will bring you joy and help you to relax and meditate and ground yourself, even when we're all stuck indoors, especially this winter, because I do think that we will be stuck indoors a little bit more this winter. And especially in Chicago, it's cold anyway, we're always stuck indoors in the winter. So that is something that I will be doing on this channel. I also will be starting a lot of teaching videos. So we will be posting how to knit, how to crochet, how to do this, how to do that. I already have a couple of crochet videos that I've done, but I do want to do some more so that way we continue our teaching program. That's something that hasn't really been in the forefront of the shop since COVID. We've had to stop most of our classes. We have a couple of virtual classes, but generally just stop everything. Make sure that we are taking health precautions with everyone. And so virtually, this will really be helpful for people who want to learn how to knit, especially this winter, this fall and winter, and want to learn how to crochet and even want to learn how to spin. So that's something that we plan on bringing to you guys so that you can continue to learn and you can continue to be creative. So that's the update on that, really what I plan for this channel, but I'm open to whatever it really becomes. I'm really excited about that. Something else I've been working on is being curious of the unknown. It can be really scary not knowing what the heck is going to happen, and I'm definitely a planner. I'm a person who writes everything down. I plan everything out. And so this is new for me, is to not really have plans, but be okay if they change or pivot, or if I decide to drop those plans and start something else. So just being curious as to what's going to happen has really helped me as well. You know, I really do believe that making is a form of magic, and as you make stuff, you know, you do put a lot of your intentions into it, and I think that's really beautiful. And so I'm sure I will throw in little things every now and again about how I feel about stitching, the magic I think it produces. And I have started, you know, teaching myself the tarot, so I might even do a little bit of a tarot cards for you guys. But really, it's just to share the side of me that many of you don't get to see, even if you do visit the shop. And I do think this is a way to be more open to you guys, and to share this love that I have for making things. I've always been a maker. You know, I started playing violin and then viola, and I did that until high school. And then in high school, I started doing photography, and I got my master's degree in that. And then after that, I had started in grad school. I started crocheting again. I did it a little when I was a kid, but I started crocheting again. And then I had this opportunity with my mom to open up the yarn shop, and we took it, and it just really felt like all the doors opened. Everything before then had been hard to do and hard work, which the shop is hard work, but it's work I enjoy doing. I do get overwhelmed and I do get frustrated, but it's because I love it so much, right? It's different than if you get overwhelmed and frustrated because someone is pushing you to be those things. So we opened up the shop, and honestly, this road of opening the shop for me has been a road of healing. Craft has brought me a lot of healing and a lot of love. And so I hope it brings it for you guys too. I think it's really special. And that's why I love sharing it. I think that anyone can do it. And whoever wants to pick it up, whoever has that calling to do it, should do it, because I think it brings a lot of into our lives, and I think that's really wonderful. So I'm going to take a sip of my rosé. That is really yummy. And I want to show you guys what I've been working on. So when the pandemic hit 6 months ago, I had great plans. I'm sure you all have done that too, where you had great plans, and they did not really work out. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely got overwhelmed really fast, and I have not completed any of my WIPs. I completed one, but other than that, I have not completed anything that I have been working on. So I'm going to show you what I have amassed and the things that I'm working on. I've been working on this for a while. Isn't this a beautiful bag? We have these available at the shop. Maybea crafted. She hand makes these all in Michigan. They are gorgeous. The inside too. This is the Takeout Bag. I absolutely love it. So I've been working on this color work for a while now, and it is, oh no, I dropped some stitches, of course, bringing this out. Let me throw them back on. There we go. Okay. So it's the Ghost Horses by Caitlin Hunter. And I really love this pattern. I had been waiting for it to come out for a very long time, and then it did finally drop. So I've been working on that. And I have, this is what I'm using. So this is Why Not Fibers, which I am talk with Kat, and I'm getting more fiber from her. Finally, I'm very excited to be able to do that and to support her. So Why Not Fibers, and this is Twisted Fiber Arts. I absolutely love Twisted Fiber Arts. We do not carry them in the shop, but I am a big fan of theirs. They have the most beautiful ombres, and they're really fun. So this one, as you can tell, started with yellow, went into red, and then it will go into purple and gray. So this, I'm pretty much done with the chart. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to follow the chart after this. Instead, I'm just going to do little stars throughout the rest of the body. And then I decided I might make it long sleeve and not short sleeve because I live in Chicago and most of the year we need long sleeves. And I tend to be a little cold-blooded, so. But I really love the way that it came out. I also modified this pattern, which I do with all my patterns. If anyone knows me, it calls for sport weight and I'm doing it in fingering weight. So I really like the way it comes out. I'm working on like 1 to 2 rows a night just to finish this pattern. And now that I'm done, I'm thinking that I can get a couple more rows done a night. But I've just been doing 1 or 2 because they do take me a long time, like keeping up with that pattern. But it looks really beautiful. I'm really happy with it. Gosh, I hope it fits. I have a tighter gauge, and even if I do a gauge swatch, my stuff tends to come out a little bit smaller than I was expecting. So I've been trying really hard to do larger items. I've also gained a little bit of COVID weight, which I'm not upset at all. It just means that my sizing has changed. And so my whips that I've started before COVID need to grow with me a little bit too. So that is something that I will try that on in a little bit now that I finish all the color work. I have a couple more increases on it, so I think it'll be fine though. So this is the Argyle by Clare Lakewood. It's a tank, it's a summer tank. Can't tell. That is not going to be done for the summer. I thought it would be. I started this back in March and was like, good, I will have this done by the summer. It'll be a quick knit. I don't know what happened. It's not that quick for me. I'm also not a fast knitter. I'm pretty much a slow knitter. I'm definitely a process knitter. I prefer knitting just because I like the act of doing it and I'm not in a rush to get anything done. And so my whips do take quite a while, but that doesn't really bother me. I really like how slow it is because I am very like fast-paced in the rest of my life. So having something where I don't care how fast it is really good for me. But I am using some linen that a friend got for me in Japan. When I went to Japan, I fell in love with their linen fabric at Amirisu, and I can't for the life of me remember the name. It's coming to me. Wanderlust. So that's what it's called. So it's their linen. I absolutely love it. I love using plant fibers, so it doesn't bother me that it's not like super duper soft or that it doesn't have a lot of give. But I love working with it. It's really fun. It's like a chain, so it does have a little bit of give when you work with it. So I got these from Katie. Thank you so much. I didn't buy enough for myself when I was in Japan last year, and then she went and I asked her to pick me up some, and I really appreciate that she did that for me. Because now I'm able to make a summer top for next summer because it's not going to be done for this summer. I'm also working on this is the Logan Stripes Tee. I'm not doing the stripes by Jackie Valdez, who is our manager. So if you are interested in a great tee, you should definitely check it out. It's called the Logan Stripes. And then this is the tee. Obviously it's not done because I tried it on, it's too small. So, and that's my fault again. I didn't do a gauge swatch, and so it's just too small, and I don't have enough yarn because instead of using fingering, I'm using a lace. And so I need to get more yarn, and I need to pull back some rows, and then I need to redo it, basically. So that's what you get for constantly changing, when you constantly change the patterns. And I only have been knitting for 3 years. I crocheted for about a decade before I started knitting. So I still am learning about all of the engineering of knitting, right? Crochet was really easy for me because I did a lot of freeform stuff and I didn't need a pattern, and I could just fix whatever mistakes I needed to do, and I could just go back and fix things and blah, blah, blah. It was a lot more free, but it also, I have tendonitis in my hands and my wrists because of playing violin and viola, and crochet was just really starting to hurt my wrists and my hands. So I started knitting, which doesn't hurt my hands, and I love it, but I'm still learning about how to engineer, how to make with knit. It's a lot more restrictive. You have to plan a lot more. There's a lot more math involved. So that's something I'm still learning. But of course, my spirit is to change every little fact about a pattern. Jackie jokes that I look at a pattern like, I love this pattern. I'm going to make it, and I'm going to change these 5 things about it. But that's what they're for. They're recipes, and you're able to change whatever you want. All right, so this one I almost finished, and I'm so frustrated that I put it in timeout. These are the Jessie Maed Buttshorts that you can tell I finished one leg, and then I ran out of yarn for the second leg. So that was really frustrating. This yarn is the True North. And it is cotton candy, and I absolutely love the color. So this, I don't have enough yarn to finish it. Again, it called for like worsted weight, and so I held fingering double, and then I ran out of that. And so then Jackie gave me this because it matches pretty well. And she was like, oh, you should do a band, and then the thigh bands can be this, but if I do that, that means I have to start all over. So it is in timeout because I haven't decided if I'm going to start all over or if I'm going to pull back and make, it's a high waist, so if I just make the waist a little bit shorter, I'll probably have enough to finish the thighs. I haven't decided. So that's in timeout. And then what I started recently, I have some good friends in New York who always support me and buy yarn from the shop, which I'm very thankful for. So thank you, Zach and Krista. But I like to make them stuff because they always, you know, whenever I go to New York, they're always great hosts, and they always take the time to hang out with me and stuff like that, and I really appreciate that about them. So I like to make them stuff. And so I'm making a hat for Zach. So this is almost done. I'm really excited about it. It's a really great lightweight hat. This is Made in single ply, and this is Firefly. So I really love it. And I am making a shawl. I'm making, which shawl am I making? The Melaleuca shawl. It's Amba O'Brien. I love Amba O'Brien. I love her shawls. I think they are really beautiful shapes, and they wrap around really nicely. They don't put too much fabric around your neck, which is what I really like. I'm a little bit more petite, so I prefer things that are a little bit more narrower, and she does make her stuff that can be really narrow, and I do like that. I also think it just looks really pretty when it's all wrapped around. So if you haven't checked out Amba O'Brien, I do like Amba O'Brien. I love her shawls. And I am making a shawl with 2 different colors actually. It's very light, and so you can't really tell. But these are the 2 colors I'm using. And I really like that it is way subtle. I think it's really pretty. So those are all my whips. I also, of course, have things in my queue that I want to make. I promised my mom I'd make her a sweater. So I need to start that. She has all the yarn ready for me. She's had the yarn ready for me. I just need to do it. And then there's a couple of sweaters I want to make for myself. I really am a garment person, a garment maker. Oh, and I didn't show you the sock that I'm working on too. But I do like making sweaters and socks. Those are my favorite things to make. I should make myself more hats because I do love wearing hats. So I should do that. I made this hat, and then these are dried flowers that I put in it, probably. And I've been meaning to make mittens for about 3 years now. So tell me what whips you have. How many do you have? That would actually make me feel a lot better if you tell me how many you have, what you've been working on, and how you've been doing, during this pandemic. Have you made anything? Have you met any of your goals? There's a couple of things I've definitely met my goals. I've been wanting to do more videos, and at first I was really nervous and scared, but I did more videos, especially during the Chicago Yarn Crawl, and I realized there's nothing to be scared about. And I also really like this chance to be able to meet with you guys in a way, and I hope that you guys enjoy it too.